You sure were energized this morning, Honeybee. Now we were both late. Daddy's gonna have to tell Tom to take you to daycare. Hey, sorry, Daddy. Yay, I love Tom. Making me do things outside of my job description again. Maybe I should throw out all this coffee since it's not part of my job anymore. Please don't do that. If you love me, you will give me coffee. Ooh, I want some. And this is for my boyfriend. Ugh. Classic stupid ball. Classic stupid Paul. I don't know. Who wants ice cream? I am not your friend. No. What about this one? No. Yeah, I just thought this was cute. Hey, Tord, buddy, I know you're obviously going through something right now, but why is there a dead body in the backyard? I got mad. You know what, that seems legit enough. I'm just gonna go scoot away until you calm down. I am unstoppable. What would I need friends for when I have this? I only came back to get what I left behind. Left behind what? You. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Pickle Tord. Vampires dead ahead. We're on a roller coaster. Oh yeah. Zombie! Oh, Thomas, if you ever leave me, I'll kill you. Tord, what's all that stuff on your body? It's just some red paint. Sorry. It's just some red paint. Don't worry about it. I was doing an alt project. Art project, just say? Close your eyes. Let me whisk you away into enchanting land. Don't run away. It's all so happy. Everyone is clearly smiling. Won't you be my bride? Be my happy bride. If you try to run, I'll find you. And if you try to escape, I'll find you. And if you try to leave me, I'll find you. You'll never escape. I've never felt this way before. Never loved someone this deeply. I've never wanted something more than this. So darling, you will be mine. You cannot hide, it's written in the stone. You cannot hide your mind, it's written in your flesh. Don't you know you'll never be free, 'cause you're my toy. I looked around. Everything is so unfamiliar to me. Compared to the city I lived in, everything seemed to be less future-y. And the last time I did was fool around in Daddy's lab. And then I went into a machine. Wait, could it be I traveled back in the past? Really, Ed, you know soft drinks are bad for you. Hot drinks are soft, cola is cola. Two familiar voices spoke from behind me. I turned around and looked to see a young-looking mummy in a blue jacket and a young-looking Uncle Ed in a green jacket while carrying groceries. "Mummy," I say, as I pull the rather younger version of Mummy's familiar blue jacket. Beside him, the younger version of Uncle Eddie looked at Mummy while holding his laughter in. Mummy was looking at me with white, frightened eyes like he seemed surprised to see me. He put his hands up in the air. "Whoa, kid, what the Ed, don't even. Mommy?" Uncle Ed broke out into laughter as soon as he saw Mommy's expression. Mommy takes my hands off from his jacket and kneels down on my level. "Look, kid, I don't even know you, so maybe go look for your actual parents," Mommy asks nicely. He was already sweating. He was obviously Mummy, but younger. I'm not that dumb to not know that. I faked cry. Both of them jolted up in surprise. "Tom, what gives?" Uncle Ed yelled at Mummy while he hands him the groceries and picks me up. "Ed, come on. The kid needs to get his head straight. I'm not its mother," Mommy retorts as he messes his hair. It made me giggle just to see how amateur Mummy was being. Immature, I don't know. "Aw, Tom, look, she giggled," Uncle Ed said as he hugs me. "Ed, are you crazy? What if that kid's parents are looking for it?" "Excuse me, but I'm not an it. I'm a she, and whether you believe me or not, you're my mommy," I said. I pointed with my arms crossed. Okay, now I'm fully aware that I'm going to be stuck here for the rest of my life unless my actual mommy and daddy will come to pick me up if they found if I was gone. "Tom, I just realized you two look, act, and talk the same," Uncle Ed exclaimed as he hugged me tight. My face palmed in disappointment. I guess I should really reveal to them that I'm from the future before things get a little out of hand. "Ed, for the last time, I'm not that kid's And she kind of looks like Tord. "Daddy," I unintentionally scream in excitement. I don't know why, but it seemed like Mummy knew who I'm talking about since he's looking at Uncle Ed like, "You've got to be kidding me." No one's pop. "Oh my God, Matt, you need to get here!" Ed yelled as he bursted the door open and threw the groceries to the floor. Matt ran out from the kitchen while screaming, "Oh my gosh," again and again until he got to Ed. "Tom has a child!" Ed yelled as he pointed to Tom, who just walked in the door while holding a little girl who was hugging him tight. "Ed, don't yell, and for the last time, she is not my." And get this! She even called me Uncle Ed, and I hadn't even told her my name yet. Oh my gosh, she should know me, the tall ginger said, towering over Tom and the child as he waits for her to speak. Tamori was, of course, surprised because at her time in the future, her Uncle Matt showed no emotion whatsoever. "Uncle Matt?" Tamara calls out in doubt. "Kid, how the hell do you know my..." "Oh my gosh, what's his name?" Matt interrupted in... "Kid, how the hell do you know..." "Oh my gosh, what's his name?" Matt interrupted in excitement. Her name is Tamori. Isn't she the cutest at squeal like there was no end of tomorrow?" Soon Matt nodded and joined in him with his never-ending squealing. Tamara giggled at how cute her younger uncles were being, forgetting when to actually reveal that she's actually from the future. Tord walked out of the kitchen while covering his ears in annoyance. "What's with all the yapping and the yelling?" Tord yelled out with his thick Norwegian accent as he walked over to his friends. Tamori jolted up in excitement as soon as she heard Tord's voice. Her head whipped in his direction with joy in her eyes. Tom and Tord made eye contact. Basically, both were giving off glares to one another. Tord didn't notice that Tom was holding a child. Well, not until Tamori reaches her arms out to Tord. "Daddy!" she calls out as happiness lights up in her eyes. Tord stared at her at utter disbelief. He looked at Tom, who wore a what the fuck look. "What?" they both said in unison. "Red Leader, sir." "In the future. Red Leader, sir, we have researched high and low for Tamori. She's nowhere around the base," Paul exclaimed as he looked at his boyfriend Patrick, who was trying to comfort their leader. It's been 2 hours since Tord had seen his daughter. He remembered that he only had her by his side when he was working and then noticed that she had wandered off, and now he's in panic. He slammed his hand on his desk, causing it to break in half. No, look for outside the base, the planes, anywhere. No, look for outside the base, the planes, anywhere. Just find her, Tord yelled at his 2 loyal soldiers. Both stiffened up and ran outside to do as told. Meanwhile, they left Tord pacing back and forth, thinking to himself if he should whether or not tell Tom. He already knew Tom gets mad, and he knows how much he loves Tamori, so if Tamori gets lost because of him, he didn't want to imagine how things would turn out for him. Hell no, if he found out that I lost Tamori, he would fucking roast my balls. You lost Tam? Tord paused and slowly turned around to see a boiling Tom ready to explode. Tom walks close to him as he walks away. Now, Thomas, I know I made a tiny mistake, but I'm sure we'll be able to find Tord, you son of a fuck. Red Leader, we have some clues leading towards your lab, sir. Patrick interrupted as he peeks in the door slowly, only to realize he had just interrupted something that was supposed to be the death of Tord. He turned around apologetically. Oh my, sorry about that. I'm just gonna go to get my other... No. Tom raised his hand to stop Patrick as he sighed. He breathed in and out to calm himself. Patrick, please lead me to where the clues are, he said, before glaring at his husband and walking to Patrick. Tord was about to follow Tom and Patrick from behind when he stopped when Tord shot a glare at him with his VR eyes. If something happens to Tab, you will see the wrath of me. The 2 men stiffened when Tom's purple horns, purple fur, and purple tail appeared on him in a few seconds when he said the word wrath. They walked to the lab in silence. It was mostly awkward for Patrick since he had nothing to do with the couple's fight. He was awkwardly shifting his gaze on his 2 leaders who were walking in either side of him. He was in between of them. When they got into the lab, the silence was broken off by some scientists who were also in panic. Paul went over beside Patrick and whispered, "You okay?" "I thought I was gonna die," Patrick replied to him quietly as they both watched their leaders walk closer to the machine separately. Red Leader, clues were all leading toward the time travel machine, and it seems like she's traveled back to the past, one scientist explained. How so? Tom asked. Well, Blue Leader, the meter right here behind the door of the machine displays past, the scientist replied. Okay, so what makes you think that Tamori went in there toward it? Okay, so what makes you think that Tamori went in there? Tord asked, making everyone in the room shut up. One scientist walked up to Tom and gave him a stuffed teddy bear, to which Tom took. She left Tommy in here, Tom asked, ignoring Tord. The scientist nodded nervously at their worried and furious second-hand leader. Tom nodded. Thank you for all the information. Please operate the machine, for I will be traveling back in time. Now, if you please excuse me, I'll be calling Ed and Matt for further help, Tom finished before walking to his office. Tord followed behind, wanting to talk to his husband and apologize, while the soldiers around them were in panic for their leader's lost child. Before Tom got inside his office completely, Tord grabbed Tom's sleeve. Thomas, listen. Look, Tord, I'm just worried. What if something happened to her? I couldn't just live with that, Tom yelled as he lowers his head. He was about to cry, and Tord couldn't do anything to make him stop, but to comfort him. Hey, Tord pulls Tom into a sweet embrace and gives him a kiss on his forehead gently. Hey, I know that this was my fault because I forgot about her while I was doing my work, but he lifts Tom's head up and smiled when he met those VR eyes Tom had. I promise she's doing okay, he said in a gentle tone. Tom finally smiles and hugs his husband as his forgiveness. Tord hugged him in return, and they kissed his lips before smirking. Besides, if she's in the past, then she's met our past selves. Tom's shot wide open and pushed Tord away. He groaned and messed up his hair. Tord giggled at his husband and reminded of Tom's amateurishness in the past. Thomas, come on, what are you so worried about? Suddenly, Tom pulled his collar and poured down to his level, then yelled, Our past selves are idiots! That's why I'm worried! Ed took a sip of his cola as he looked over at Tom and Tord, who had Tamori on his lap. Though, if I must say, she does look a lot like both of you, he commented while pointing at the 3. Tamori smiled to herself. See, you really don't believe me, she thought. She had already told him that she was from the future just a minute ago. Matt and Ed believed her, but the other 2 were still processing what's happening. Hey, yeah, but she looks a lot like Todd with the hair horns. Matt joined in with Ed as he scratched his chin. No, Matt, her eyes. She looks a lot like Tom, with the hair color and her skin tone as well, Ed remarked at Matt. Yeah, but she looks a lot like... I told you guys, I'm from the future. Tom and Tord made me with their DNAs. This is the reason why I look a lot like them. Tamori interrupted as she looked up to Tord, then to Tom. Tom sighed in defeat. So, if you're my kid, do you have anything that I have? Tom asked as he crossed his arms and looks over to Tord and glared. Tamori holds up Tommy in front of them. You gave me Tommy Bear, Maury, she explained. Tom gasped and shot before going back to his resting bitch face. Okay, first, don't call me Mummy. Second, you just probably happen to have a teddy bear that looks like mine. Anything else? At this point, Tom was nervous as heck. What, you mean about your monster DNA? Tamori replied. What? All the others questioned unusual. Well, no, in the future you died, and I had to bring you back, so I gave you back the monster DNA by Tom covered Tamori's mouth as he started to sweat. Alright, kid, you win, he said in defeat. Now he believes that Tamori was their daughter. I'm not convinced. This kid just might be crazy, Tord interrupted as he looks down at Tamori and glared at her. Oh, well then, I better tell you that when Mommy here died, you actually spent nights figuring out how to get revenge against the Yellow Army with your army, said with annoyed tone and crossed her arms. All the others in the room looked at Tord like he was a ghost or something. Army? The others questioned unusual. Yeah, and you guys were in his army too. Tord covers Tamori's mouth. Okay, you'll go with me, he said. Tamori smiled at him while the others looked at each other. Ed and Matt gasped. So does that mean that Tom and Tord fell in love? Ed and Matt squealed as they walked to the other two. I guess the more you hate, the more you love is true, Ed cooed as he winks at Tom, who was blushing deep red. Tom grabs his hoodie and covered his face in embarrassment, while Tord looked at him with a smirk. Oh, Denova, are you in love with me now? He cooed at Tom as he leaned closer to him. Actually, I would like to point out that you're the one who begged Mommy to take you back after you broke up with him and decided that your army is more important. You were even the one who kept asking for sex. Daddy! Tamori remarked with giggling. Tord jolted up in surprise before realizing to himself that Tamori was in fact smart, sarcastic, witty, and an open-minded girl. A blush creeped across his face. So you really are a child, huh? Tord whispered as he patted Tamori's head. Well, it was obvious, Tord, an older and taller Ed said. This made Tom, Tamori, and Tord shoot their glasses back to Matt and Ed, but instead seeing their friends, they saw an older version of Ed in between them. Ed, why are you back here? Ed yelled at the older Ed as he steps back in defense. Psh, I only came here for something you have. Uncle Ed! Tamori yells in excitement as he puts her arms in the air. Tommy, future Ed runs to Tamori with open arms, but was stopped when Ed and Matt sent her away. Are you going to hurt her? Ed asked. What? No, we're here to take her back, future Ed replied. We? All the others questioned unusual. Yes, we. A familiar voice ran behind Tamori was pulled upwards. Tom and Tord stood up and looked down to see future Tom and future Tord hugging Tamori. They looked like a very happy family. And here I thought you were single, Tom said. Nah, he's with me, future Tord. Nah, he's with me, future Tord replied and kissed Tom's cheek lovingly. Wait. Since you didn't have time travel with future Ed, Tom, and Matt the last time, since you didn't time travel with future Ed, Tom, Matt the last time, why do you have the scars and eye patch and robot arm? Asked while the others nodded. Oh, you know, because of what you'll be doing in the future, that you'll regret deeply, future Tord replied. Tord is about to ask again, but future Matt walks inside, averting all attention to him. Sir, we need to get going. The machine is going low on battery, future Matt said. And I still look old, Matt commented with a low voice. The machine needs batteries. Damn, future Tord cursed. Language, future Tom and Tamori said, glaring at future Tord. This made Tom and Tord look at each other and blush. Well, we should get going. Thanks for not burning Tamori before we got here, future Tord. Well, we got to be going. Thanks for not burning Tamori before we got here. Future Tord finished before all the other future men ran outside. Tamori hugged her daddy close. Was it fun being with them? Her mummy asked as he chuckled. Well, let's just say, I felt like an idiot with them as well, with the present. The room was silent before I had an idea. Was it idea? Well then, look at the time. Looks like I got something to do. I must be going, Ed said as he walked outside. Matt played along as well. Oh yeah, I'm busy too, Matt said before following Ed and closing the door, leaving Tom and Tord alone. Both are blushing because of what they've just witnessed. The moment future Tord kissed future Tom's cheek and how they hugged Tamori together kept him replaying in their minds. We made a family, they both said unusually before looking at each other. Kami, Genova. Their hearts were beating fast and their thoughts were rising. Finally they couldn't take the awkwardness anymore. You know what? Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you, they said to each other before walking in their separate ways, while repeating the scenes in their head again and again.